Alright, what's up? What's up? What's up? Nick Divine here and Divine83. Tyler, what's up? What's up, Brad? Everything's going good over here. Philip, what's up? Stanley, what's up? So, no vape mail so far this week. I'm sure it'll start coming tomorrow. I got a couple things coming, so I'm fairly certain next Tuesday we'll have one of them cool RDAs I was talking about. I think I have like 3 or 4 different ones coming. Bones, what's up? Dwayne, what's up? So I figured we just look at the Govad, and also I wanted to show you guys what kind of builds I like in these things. So we'll take a quick look at it. I'll tell you about some builds I like in this, and then we'll build one of them builds that I like in it. Cloud9 Coils, what's up? So I'm just gonna get a vape real quick and get started. Forged in Wire, what is up? I've been here. I've been at home. I think the question is, where have you been? All right. What's up, Drew? So anybody that doesn't know Crazy Face McGee is Drew. He's part of the Resistance crew. If you're on Instagram and don't follow him, you definitely should. Crazy Face McGee. Or just, if you can't remember the name or the spelling, just go to my page. Go on one of the last coils I posted, and there's a list of all the Resistance crew on there. Will Boyle, what's up? So, thanks to Brad for this Govad. He hooked me up with this last time we met up. So, since the other stuff didn't come, this is what we're going to look at and build. So it comes just like the Icon, I believe. I believe the Icon came with a couple drip tips. I'm not quite sure where I put the Icon box at, but I'm almost positive it came with three drip tips. It has a smaller one. It has a medium one. And then it has like a kind of taller one. And they're all a little different on the inside. Crazy Face McGee is Drew. I think that was a joke. Awesome, Adam. Awesome. Thanks for watching. So it comes with, it comes in black or stainless. I think that's the only colors. And it has, it's actually, it's got very nice finish. Oh shit, you got me on TV? Yeah, mesh RDA looks pretty cool. Mark, what's up? So, protruding 510. Looks like it's gold plated. Yeah, I've never used mesh alone. I've used mesh wick. It's pretty nice. It's alright. It's different. Oh yeah, this thing leaks on you a lot. So it's got bottom airflow. There's the tube in the bottom that goes to the slots in the bottom. I'm not sure if you could close the bottom off. I think you can. You can close. Hold on a second, because all the holes line up. So I believe you could close off the bottom and still keep the sides open. Yeah, but it still leaks. Yep. Okay, so you could close off the bottom and still keep the sides, and you can close off the sides and just keep the bottom. So this is what it looks like without the top cap. I was just at Gino's and Pat's the other day. Yesterday, actually. But it's a lot like the Pharaoh with how the deck is. Only it doesn't have that stupid block at the bottom that cuts off all the air from going into the juice, which I really didn't like. Focus. I really like all the colors in this. I like all different steaks for different reasons. You know, they're all cut different. I really like. I'm more of a Steve steak kind of guy, but I also like Jim steaks too. They're two different steaks, in my opinion. But I really like how all the colors are on this, how the gold looks. Yeah, it's something you get used to, Dwayne, with the size of the wire. But the top cap is two different pieces so that you could close the sides and leave the bottom. But you could always leave this bottom piece on all the time. If it's leaking, I would suggest to try to change the O-ring because it shouldn't leak. It really shouldn't. I think we're at that. I think we're at that point where RDA shouldn't be leaking. That should be a thing that used to happen. But yeah, these are spring-loaded clamps. I haven't checked how high they go up. It looks like they go up pretty freaking high. I mean, that's as high as I'm ever going to need it. And the screw's still in there pretty good. 30 gauge aliens, awesome. Yeah, I was there yesterday. So it's a very nice looking RDA. I really like how the deck looks. Even when I was taking pictures with that one build in there, and it just looks really nice. What's up, Brian? Yeah. But like I was saying to Brad, it's just that Pharaoh had that block at the bottom, which at the time it looked pretty cool. It looked like a good idea, but it was hard to get juice into there, and then the juice wouldn't wick properly. But so my thing with single coil RDAs is, first of all, I think they should have came out a while ago. I don't know why it took so long. But other than that, it's it's hard to be vaping on dual coil for so long and then just switch up to a single coil RDA because it is different. So basically what happens is you lose a little bit of heat and you're losing some of your wicking that's going on. All day vape, what's up? What's up, Danny? And thank you, All Day Vape. Charles, that's awesome. 5 core aliens. The stretch should be the same. You just got to make sure that you do the proper D core for them 5 core aliens. So if I do a 5 core alien, I'm gonna do 5 pieces of 28 and D core a piece of 24. And that's that. Yep. 4 core would be 428 and D core 26. So 5 core would be 528 and D core a 24. So if you use that kind of math, you could figure it out for whatever gauge. If you wanted to do 5 core 26 for some reason, I wouldn't suggest it. Maybe if you're doing a single coil, you would D core 22 gauge. If you're doing a 5 core 30 gauge, you would D core 26. Yeah, so basically with single coil you also lose the wicking because you have only one coil with the wick in there instead of two. So not only do you have one coil with the wick in there, but you have all the power going to one coil with that wick. Where with 2 coils, they're splitting the power and you have twice as much wick. So you have to do things to make up for that. You have to either, if it's not keeping up, if it's not working as well, maybe try a 3.5 millimeter inside diameter. Um, Maybe build. I mean, you could build lower. Some people build higher. Um, there's instead of a 3.5, you could also do one of them oval builds where you put 2 bits together. You would get like two 2.5 millimeter bits. You would get them together and wrap an oval instead of a circle. So that was a build I was thinking about doing tonight. I'm not sure though, but for the most part, if I want these things to vape good and I'm going to be vaping them all day, I end up just throwing 2 little coils in there. So I end up dueling them anyway. if I really want it to vape the way that I want it to vape, I end up throwing 2 small coils in there. So I love single coils. I love how they look. Very few of them vape as well as I want them to. There's a couple that vape really good. But yeah, if you wanted to vape it on a mech, I would put 2 coils in here. I don't like vaping on a mech 1 coil. But everybody's different. For me, this is how I would build it, what I'm going to do now. And then maybe if there's some time, I'll show you guys how to do an overbuild. But basically what I wanted to do was do the smaller frame staples. And there's actually a couple things I wanted to try. I've done space wrap on frame staples before, but I wanted to try a different way that I've never done, but I'm pretty sure it's possible by just making a loop with a lot of weight on it and spacing my wraps that way. So this is pretty much the Govad. I guess I'll just start building. But basically, in order for me to try this out and see if I like how it vapes, I'd pretty much just have to put these 2 coils in there. Because any other RDA I have like this, I think almost everybody has an RDA like this, whether it's the Faro, the Hadley, the Gorge, the Aeronaut. Stanley. I don't really have a best place. It really is like whoever comes up first. I like places that take PayPal, but most places that take PayPal are in China. So that kind of sucks. The place I've been ordering from the most is in China, but I'm trying to stop that because they take too long getting here. Who did I order from last time? Vapor DNA. I ordered from Vapor DNA last time. And the only reason why I remember that, I've ordered from them a couple times because I've gotten a couple of these. 3F Vape is in China. So that's the place that I was ordering from a lot. And I know you probably just said it like real tongue in cheek, like it's a trusted place, but you do have to watch 3F Vape. 3F Vape had a thing going on a little bit ago where they were selling stuff like goons for a very reduced price, and they weren't authentic and they weren't labeled clones. They were selling goons for like $40, and they weren't labeled clones, but they were clones. So you do have to be careful with some of them places, because sometimes there's like a language barrier, and some things just get messed up. It's probably not meant to happen, but some things happen. Vegas Chef, what up? Element Vape's a good one. There's been a lot that I've ordered from, and quite honestly, I've never had a problem with anybody. I mean, most of the companies out there are pretty good. I like Vapor DNA a lot. I do like 3F Vape. It just takes so long, and it's not really their fault. They're just so far away. There's sometimes though I want something and I don't care if it takes 2, 3 weeks. So sometimes I'll still order from them, or they'll have like a really cool clone for real cheap, like the Franken Skull, and I'll order that. And I stressed this out this week. It was just this color, but I ended up stressing it out to make it look like this, even though it doesn't work anymore. What's up, Jerry? How long? Yeah, I think that, yeah, the Goon 1.5 I think is a definite upgrade. I think everything they did new to it is just better. I like how it looks better. I like all the upgrades they did. Really, you usually get them in 5 to 6 days? Nah, it takes weeks. I think the quickest I've ever got it is like 10 days. Now, I know there's some stuff that you can order on there that isn't like a US shop. And I tried to do that even when I was ordering that box. They said ships in 24 hours. Well, it seems like it shipped in 24 hours from China. It didn't seem like it shipped in 24 hours to me. It still took 2 weeks. I'm vaping that same setup. Dead Rabbit, AV. I got Pound Town. Really good juice. It seems like almost everybody's tried this already. If you hadn't, um, you should try it. It's good stuff. It's crunch berry and pound cake. So really good. And they're coming out with a new flavor. The Dead Rabbit's awesome. The Dead Rabbit is, I mean, I haven't tried the Pulse, but the Dead Rabbit I would say just go for it. It just really just vapes really good. It's more it's more of an all day vape addy than a build addy in my opinion. Like, there's some addies that I just stay putting builds in and I don't really care if I'm not vaping them. And then there's addies that I just hold on me all day and just, they probably get more use out of them. And this is more, I just want to vape this more than I want to build on it, even though it's fun to build on. Yeah, all day vape. I have a video of that Azeroth. I have that Azeroth video up. That 3 coil RDA. That's up on the channel right now. Got that Saint build in there. It was a good build. I like it a lot. It's definitely really fun to build on. My light's all fucked up. It's fun to build on, and it vapes really good. I had this build in there the whole week after I built this, and I vaped this thing, and then I took the wick out because I wanted to rebuild it, and I just never got back to it. It's got good flavor. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you it's got the best flavor. I think this is more for fun for building, but it vapes good. I mean, most addies just vape pretty good nowadays anyway. They kind of figured out the airflow. They figured out how the cap should be coned at the top. I mean, most addies vape good anyway. If an addy doesn't vape good these days, then there's a problem. All right. Justin, what's up? Mark, what's up? So I wanted to make these frame staples, but I wanted to space the wrap. And usually when I space the wrap, what I do is I just parallel Clapton and then rip off one of the Claptons, and there you go. I got a spaced wrap. But this time I want to try the loop method because I was trying that Alien Stagger, and I'm spacing it just by eye. which is fine, but I've seen and I've heard of people using the loop method to space their aliens. So first I just want to space a regular Clapton around an oval build. So I figure I'll try it. If not, I'll just do the parallel Clapton thing, wrap them up, and I'll show you how I install dual coil in the Govad in the single coil configuration. Alright, so basically I'm making a smaller frame staple. So I'm going to be using 0.3 ribbon and 28. I was going to use 30 gauge wire, but I don't have a nichrome. I only have Canthol. My wire should be here soon. I did get nichrome 30 gauge, but as of right now, I don't have it. Druger or Dead Rabbit, that's a close one. Yeah, that's a close one. I would say that's a close call. They're both really good. I vape my Dead Rabbit more than I vape my Druga, but that's because I really like how the Druga looks on camera. The Druga vape's great though too. The Druga's up there with, like, if you ever vape the Goon, it's a lot like a Goon. So I got this 0.3, and I'm just getting 16 inches of it out and cutting, and I'm going to do this 4 times. So I'm going to have an 8 ply when I'm done. So 16 inches, 0.3 ribbon. Alright. So there's 4 pieces cut. Yeah, the new iJoy combo, I guess it's called, has it's not just the Druga, it has a deck that looks like a lot of decks. Which I mean, you know, the companies are kind of getting mad at it, but I ain't buying that fucking thing. I'd rather buy a Druga, a Goon, a fucking, you know, a Dead Rabbit than buy one of them things with them janky ass fucking deck inserts. I don't think there's really anything to worry about with that thing. And I definitely wouldn't call it cloning a deck, because it's not cloning. It's just taking inspiration. I mean, I don't know. Deja vu RDA now. I never messed with the reloads. I do want one. I want one of them RDAs. I think they look pretty fucking cool. Yeah, Mike Vapes did a review on that. Yeah, I want that Squirming Coils fucking RDA. It's awesome looking. I definitely want that thing. The Conspiracy, I think it's called. Yeah, you're definitely going to see that Squirming Coils one on this channel for sure. As soon as that thing comes out, I would like to get that. I mean, if any of you's watched Fresh or heard me before, he's like one of my favorite builders, Squirming Coils. He's always been real cool. He has a Mohawk tutorial out there. A good one, too. So now I'm taking my .3 ribbon and bending it in half. Bending it in half. The Springer RDA is what I was going to do tonight. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. So I'll tell you what I think after I mess with it. I mean, I think if you're going to do something like that, you better make sure that you have the right springs, that, you know, they're flawless, every single one, because as long as springs are good, I think it's cool as shit. I mean, I trust what Ramo says, and he has one, and he said that he likes it. So I bend this in half. They are strong in it. Yeah, so if they're strong in it and it makes a good connection, then I think it's a cool concept. And I would imagine, like, if you made something like that would be the thing. Like, you just better make sure that's right. Because you can't have some people out there going, my springs ain't strong enough, and other people saying my springs are. I mean, the thing's called the Springer. Them springs better be good on every single one of them. Which would just be, you know, quality testing, fucking making sure all of them are good. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I didn't see the other one. I didn't see what the other one looked like. It seems like lots of companies are trying to do that, go away from screws. I also seen the the compass RDA, and that's it just got little turning wheels on the side. They're big though. I shouldn't say little. They're big turning wheels. And then that dot mod looks really good. That dot mod 24, that's another one I want to get. That one's a little pricier than most, but it's not as pricey as what I paid for my original dot mods. The Axis RDA. Yeah, I know the Axis. Alright, so I'm getting water on my fingers to hold this point 0.3 together. Now point 0.3 is a lot harder to work with than bigger ribbon. So I really like using water with point 0.3. It helps a lot. Yeah, but when it comes to wrapping, it's easier, you know? So it's harder to prep, but it's way easier to wrap. All right, so that stack's done. I put a piece of 40 gauge on it and slid it down. Which I'll do again here. I didn't really explain what I was doing, but I gotta get my air back on. So now I'm bending my 28 and a half. I love dot mods. I love dot mod RDAs. Um, I can't speak so much for dot mod mech mods. I have the very first mech mod they put out, and it's beautiful. It's like one of the best looking mech mods that you could buy, but it doesn't fire low. It just that wasn't a thing when they were making it. The button can't handle it. But I don't know what the LTE's like, and I don't know what the 24 millimeters like, so that could just be the 22, the first one they put out. So I can't speak too much for them. But when it comes to RDAs, how they look, how they vape, uh, yeah, there was a while where Dot Mod was my favorite. Actually, Dot Mod was my favorite until pretty much the Goon came out. Is it a mech mod, Mark? I remember you winning it. I forget if it was an RDA or a mech mod. It was a mod, wasn't it? So you don't get a hot button when you go low. Because if you don't get a hot button when you go low, then that's an awesome. The new dot mod RDA is the single post, yes. But the original dot mods were two posts. They were actually one of the first two posts. They came out the same time as the Velocity. Um, I don't know which one came out first. They were like dead even. I mean, if you go to Rip Tripper's page, the reviews came out like simultaneously. I think the dot mod came out first, to tell you the truth. But yeah, that new dot mod, I really like how it looks. When you start building and taking pictures and posting on Instagram all day, the way a deck looks becomes very important. Like how photogenic it is, it becomes very important. Yeah, I love gold too. I was just thinking that the Azeroth deck, the 3 coil Azeroth by Coil Art, the deck is really nice looking too. Yeah. So, yeah, this was the first one that has the knurled screws that you can hand tighten. So this is the Petrie dot mod mech. That button though, it was one of the first that didn't need a locking mechanism. A locking mechanism for the button. You can just sit it down because it's inset. It's always had a nice button, but it just can't. It just can't take a lot of heat. Yeah, go for it, Justin. The alien stags, they're kind of hard and kind of not. They're harder to get clean. If you want to get them looking really, really nice, then they're hard. Getting just the pair that I put up, that they weren't too hard. But if you want to get them like nice and tight, then you're gonna run through wire. But the basic concept of them isn't all that difficult. If you know the math with aliens, you should be good. They weren't. They were very spaced. They look cool, but they were spaced. If you go to Ramo's page, he has some like really tight ones where there's almost no spaces in between. I like whiskey better. All right. So now I'm basically just going to get some 40 gauge. I'm going to get 40 gauge and I'm going to make a loop. And I'm going to make sure that I have a good amount of weight on this loop. because I've said it before. Looping around an oval, you usually don't get a absolutely perfect space because it's an oval. It's not a circle. So I'm not too worried about if the spaces are perfect. I'm just worried about getting fairly nice spaces down there. So I'm hoping I could do it with the loop so I don't waste wire. Parallel Clapton and stripping off one of the Claptons. So I'm going to take about this much wire off my spool. I'm not even going to stretch it. And I'm going to get something heavy. This is heavy. This may be the heaviest RDA I have now. It used to be this cap. This cap's very heavy. Battle cap. But now I think that this is the heaviest. So I'm going to put my 40 gauge through the cap. I like rum a lot too. I was always a Captain and Coke kind of guy. What's up, Mark? So I'm just going to hot glue my knot because it feels like it's slipping. Everybody's got a little cap now. Alright, now that that's dry, alright, here's my loop I'm going to use. I could see me adding more weight to this too. I'm just getting something like this and hanging it on there. I'm going to have to see how it goes. If it's not going well, I'm just going to do my what I usually do. Let me show you guys what this stack looks like before I get started. Thanks, Shane. Alright. This is the part that's going to go in my drill. See, my wire's looking a little scarce. A couple empty spots. So the part going into my drill. Yeah, I haven't watched a Rip Trippers video in forever. I used to watch like all of them. I used to watch like every review that came out, and I just stopped. It's too much. Yeah. Yeah, it's still a lot of wire, but when that one row, so the one row that's missing is the 30 gauge row, and when I'm missing lots of 30 gauge sizes, that's not good. Like when I'm out of 36 and running out of 38, at 40 I'm running low on. Hey Nick, I was just testing it. Oh, so 0.07 and the button was fine. So that's the 24 dot mod. Well, that's good to know. Because mine, you can't go lower than a 0.12. The button just can't take it. There's two different fuse Claptons I like. I like 2636 and I like 2440. I'd say 2636 is probably the way to go. 2440 is more for like mech if you want to hit like low numbers, like 0.08 with a 4 wrap. Alright, so I'm just going to Clapton a little bit of this wire just to get started. So I just did some space clapped in there so I could drop my loop in. What's up, Andrew? That ain't working at all. It's not even close. Not even close. That shit don't work. Yeah, hope everything turns out alright. Alright, now I gotta get another spool of. You know what? I'm gonna do 38 for the spaces. Ah, fuck it. I'll do 40. I have 40 gauge cancel I can get rid of. So, just like always, I put one 40 gauge in one bag. Close it up. Now I just gotta find another plastic bag. So the reason I wanted to go small on this is not only so I make sure that it fits, but also because to keep the ohms down, because I'm going to be doing 2 4 wraps in this thing. So, you know, if you go 4 wraps with frame staples, things could get pretty low if you're not using the right wire. So I'm taking my 40 gauge, putting it behind the last Clapton wrap, and then wrapping back. I got both bags on the floor, and I'm just going to do my regular parallel Clapton on this frame staple, just like I would do to a ribbon stack that I was going to make a stagger 10 or whatever. All right, Philip, take it easy, man. All right. So I went all the way down the wire. So now I want to see which one's the Canthal and which one's the Nichrome. The one closer to the drill is the Canthal, so I'm going to leave that long. The one closer to the swivel is the Nichrome, so I can cut that short. And now I'm going to take the Canthal one off. Let me see if I can set these up. This might be pretty cool to look at. Haven't did no close-ups yet today. I put my drill in reverse. Pure Atomist. It's all good. I knew what you meant. I just wanted to make sure. Sometimes people might get it mixed up and you might go looking for it. Like, where the fuck is this Pure Agonist? Alright, there it is. I'll show you guys what it looks like close up. Nah, just a spaced frame staple. You could, though, if you wanted to. If you wanted to, you could frame this and go in the gaps and make this some kind of stagger thing. You absolutely could. But nah, today I want to keep it spaced. It actually looks really cool spaced when you wrap it up also. Yeah, you can see the staples. Maybe I should have mixed the ribbon so we could see some colors, but yeah, I always liked how these looked. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's gonna put out like a cheap hooker on a Friday night. Ain't that the truth? I might have to invest in some more t-shirts. When you're not on camera, you don't give a shit if you only have fucking 8 t-shirts in rotation. I don't care. I fucking have a cycle of t-shirts. I wash them at the end of the week. So you're gonna see the same t-shirt if I don't end up buying more. Stuff you don't think about when you're not on camera. I could give 2 shits, but I was thinking about getting something like that made for the channel. I know me and the Resistance crew want to get some. You just wear all white, right? Alright, so I'm going to wrap these around a 3mm, like always. Alright. Yeah, that's how I wrap my staples. Oh, that's how I wrap just about every coil. It's just like putting it in a vise. When I do my staple video, I put it in a vise and then I show you this way, and if you really pay attention, it's the same thing. Only I don't have to get out the vise and worry about cranking down on my wire and all that stuff. So these are going to be 4-5 wraps, or 5-4 wraps, whatever you want to call them. So they're really 4 wrap, but they're going to be upside down in the Govad. So I actually want to, it's important to make your, if you're taking pictures, to make sure in this RDA that your leads also look flawless, because you do see your leads in this RDA. So let's just take a look at them before I install. Dude doing the gun sign. Yeah, these are just spaced. So I'm going to fix the wrap on the one. Yeah, So the one I would like to fix a little bit. This one, I want to do one more wrap like that. And take this one out. And that should be good. Alright. Let's throw them in there. So if you guys seen my last video, it's not really meant for these coils to be installed on the top side. It's kind of meant for them to be installed on the bottom side. Oh, I might have to do the 4-wrap thing. You know what I should have did? I'm a fucking idiot. I think I should have reverse wrapped one of these. Yep, I should have reverse wrapped one of these. Measure twice, wrap once. Okay. Now, for shits and giggles, I want to see if these would have fit in the Faro. I don't think these are going in here. Because I'm pretty sure that these would have fit in the Faro. Maybe they wouldn't have. Yeah, I think if I took one wrap out of each, it may work. It would have also been smarter to reverse wrap one of them. So basically wrap one like lefty. But I'm thinking maybe this isn't such a bad thing. Because maybe I could just show you the oval type build. I mean, I could do one of two things. Fuck it, I'll take the wrap out of both of them. And I'll still wrap an oval coil or whatever. Doing 6-ply and 30 gauge might have even been smarter too, and I might have been able to keep it the 4-5 wrap. Maybe 6-ply ribbon, 30 gauge frames. But this is cool. This is actually probably going to be exactly how I like it, really. If you need a measurement chart, go on to my video. That is, what video is that? Enigma coil. Enigma coil video has a chart in it. It has a measurement chart of what wires equal in millimeters. It's the same chart that Crazy Face McGee's talking about. I actually leave it on the screen so you could screenshot it. Just go to the end of the video, and I put it right at the end. Yeah, I would put one piece of wick through both of them. Looks like I ended up Looks like I slipped and banged up the clapping a little bit there. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. And subscribe, then hit the bell. There you go, 22 people, 22 thumbs up. Awesome. Alright. Alright, Shane, thanks for hanging out. I'll be on again Saturday. So I think I have... I'm trying to think of what I could wrap in an oval. Alright, this is starting off pretty low. So this is at a 0.05 to start off. But I'm going to heat it up and see what it gets. 0.06 to start off. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets closer to 0.1. It's a lot lower than I thought. Not a lot lower. I thought it was going to start at like a 0.0708 instead of 0.0506. Nah, 0.3 is Canthal, so it should once I heat it up, it should get higher in ohms. Yeah, it'll probably get up there somewhere like that. Saturday around the same time, around 8:30. Well, actually, I was late today, but 8:30 Saturday. What link did you send my Facebook? I don't think I did. I haven't been on Facebook in a bit. Just between Instagram and YouTube, it's hard to find time for Facebook. That'd be sweet, Drew. About DIY or Die. I did not see it. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Now I remember what you were talking about, yeah. Nah, Drew. I probably. Nah. One of the most active teammates. Alright, so you don't want these guys touching, but I brought them close together still. What's up, redneck? Yep, so now I'm going to let it cool down. It went up to 0.07, but let me let it cool down and see what happens. And then I'll wick it up. I guess I'll throw some juice in there. I kind of banged it up too much to be taking pictures of it. That's why I didn't really mind. heating her up and all that. Plus, it's not really how I imagined this build going down. I think I made them a bit bigger than I should have. The loop method did not work. I don't know how people are doing that on oval wire. That shit's not for me. If they're doing it on oval wire, it's not coming out clean. Yeah, I mean, basic physics just won't let it. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And I've seen somebody do it, and, you know, their wire didn't come out perfect, so. I'll just stick with parallel Clapton, and when I do my alien stags, I'll just try to get better and better at spacing by holding a good angle. In fact, maybe that's what I'll do. Yeah. Yeah, I like parallel Clapton to get my spaces. So what I think I'm going to do is maybe I'll just try to make a spaced alien just to get some practice, and I'll wrap that in an oval real quick. Try to get a nice tight space on it. Show you guys how I'm doing it by eye, even though it looks just like I'm doing a regular alien, but... Alright. So it came up to a 0.08. So all the way around, this build isn't exactly what I was shooting for. No, see, the white mic, the button trick. I'm not talking about round wire though. I'm talking about around an oval. So around like 3 cores, or around like I just did around the frame staple, not around just a round wire. For a round wire, I got my method. I'm good. I actually don't dig the button trick too much. It's around oval wire that we're talking about. So instead of the button, I mean, the button works all right. I would still need weight on it. I don't like the tie-in bit. I don't think it works that great. I like using these instead to get it tight to the, yeah, I figured that, Mike. So I've been using these. So I do a loop method, and then I just put these tight to the core. There was just a couple things about the button I just didn't dig. It just wasn't for me. If it works for other people, that's awesome. That's good. There's different ways of doing things, and whatever's good for that particular person, it's all good. But what's up, White Mike, anyway? Alright, so wicking this is like wicking a single coil. Just go right down the middle. I guess we'll see if this thing leaks on me. Mike, you're not the first person to say that tonight. I just had somebody else telling me that it's leaking like a crazy fucker. So, you're not the only one. Yeah, I don't do. I know which way you're talking about, Drew, and I don't do it that way. But that is a good way. It's basically the same thing as we're talking about, only you're using your fingers to get it tight, which is probably a really clean way of getting it done. You just have to have good hands for it. Yeah, cotton bacon all the time. And if you ever seen me on Fresh's channel, the only reason why it's cotton bacon all the time is because that's what my local shops sell, and I like it. But if they sold Native Wix Platinum Blend, I like that too. I would use that. If they sold fucking only Japanese cotton, I'd probably use that all the time. I've never really had a problem with cotton. I don't really mind using anything. I'm not really big on the kendo cotton, but that's just it's good. I would use it. I want to try that new Anger Rabbit stuff or whatever the heck it's called. Yeah. Nah, was it a good or bad rant? It was a bad rant, huh? Was it on? Wow, really? Huh. Now I want to watch it. Yeah, I used to use cotton balls from CVS, the organic stuff. Those I'm good without. I mean, if it was the only thing, I'd get by fine. I've done it before. But Yeah, I don't know. Who the hell's burning their cotton? I don't understand why everybody's so. Why would a company even do that? Like, literally, I get a dry hit like once a year anymore. I hardly ever get a dry hit. I can see when you're starting off, but I mean, after a while, it's just hard to get a dry hit, I think. I guess it depends what kind of person you are. I'm more of an over dripper. I more than likely over drip than get a dry hit. Actually, I'm not gonna do that because you guys said something about the leaking. So what I like to do. Yeah, exactly. Like I never get a dry hit. A dry hit to the point where I cough. Like the most I'll get a dry hit is just not that flavorful, and then I drip. Maybe if I'm like stuck on a conversation with somebody and not thinking and put it this way. I dry hit about as often as I used to put a cigarette in my mouth backwards. That's how often I dry hit anymore. Not very often. I just think that lighting cotton on fire to test it. Like, why? I don't even know why that's a good thing. I guess it's good if you like accidentally press the button, but like if I accidentally press the button in my pocket, like sometimes maybe I won't lock a device and I'll smell cotton burning. All that happens is the cotton burns out the middle and then the coils glow and then I have to re-wick. But there ain't really enough air to start a fire if the cap's on. Can you do a build like that in the SMM? I'm not sure what the SMM is, but if it's the same style deck, then heck yeah. These coils might be a little big for it because they were a little big for this, and they were actually also a little big for the Pharaoh. Yeah. What RDA did you win? Ah, the Peerless. I like the Peerless. About 100 watts there. It smells like a fruit cup in here. Brew juice. Fruit cup. Definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, that's going to be a good waffle. I'm about to get in on that waffle. Yeah, them pictures are looking good, Drew. I'll tell you what, I got just the bottom open. And it's restricted, but it's really good flavor. Really good flavor with just the bottom. Let me do just the sides. Okay. Just the sides halfway. It's like the same. Drip right through the middle. It tastes the same with just the sides open halfway. But I know it's going to be different with the sides open all the way. So there's 4 holes on the sides. There's 2 on each side. And they pretty much point right at the bottom of the coils anyway. Just the sides is airy. Woo. You got to be careful about dripping with it. You definitely do. But that's the good thing about this. Like I said, with the Faro, it's smarter than the Faro because also with the Faro, which was a real pain in the ass, is that twisting cap. I can't stand that shit. I don't want no parts of twisting my caps off. Uh, I like 10 wrap fuse Claptons, 2636. I like them a lot. It would just be too airy with all the holes open. It would be ridiculous. I'm gonna try it, but it's gonna be so airy. I'm probably not gonna get any flavor. Yeah, I don't like it with all the holes open. Maybe half and half. I like half and half. It's got really good flavor when you have the holes closed the right way. Like either just the bottom, just the sides, or half and half. It's nice. I like it. I like the flavor. No leaking yet, but that's because I'm kind of being careful. I'll glob it in there. I'm sure eventually, it's going to fucking leak if I'm not careful. I can do this all night and just try not to be careful and it's going to leak. But if you're careful, eh, I don't know. I have to like walk around with it all day. All right, crazy. Yeah, see, I overdripped and it's starting to come. There it is. Is there a way to Mohawks down to .3? You're gonna have to elaborate a little more. It's coming out both now. I definitely overdripped though. Oh, dual coil Mohawks. Yeah, yeah. You can get them to .3. It would have to be Canthal. You would have to do 28 gauge Canthal 3 core and 9 wraps with 36 or 38 Canthal wrap also. You might be able to do nichrome wrap, but yeah, you could have Mohawks be at .3. Yeah, it's just when you're messing with series boxes, you gotta invest in some Canthal if you want to do crazy builds. If you want to do any kind of Claptons or fuse Claptons, you got to you gotta get some Canthal. So I'm just going to I should probably call it a night on this video, but I did say I would do this, so. 24, and those are good. Those are good for what you would call. I actually really like how 24, 36 Clapton's vape in a series. But a shop's going to do that. I mean, they want to make sure you're safe, and they probably don't have all the wire that like a builder has, or so they're going to do that. They probably only have like mostly nichrome, maybe some candle. I know the shops around me just don't carry wire. I'm gonna do a alien. I'm gonna try to space wrap it. Yeah, Brian. Yep. I'm gonna try to space wrap this alien, and just by eye, and then I'm just gonna wrap an oval coil because that's something else I would put into a deck like this. Vaping down under, what's up? All day vape, alright, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, they're getting up there. I've heard from lots of YouTubers that the first 1,000 is actually the easiest to get. It's the big numbers after that that are hard. which I didn't think it would go this quick, but I figured with my Instagram and connections to other YouTube channels, I knew I wouldn't have that hard of a time to get some subs. But I didn't think 500 that quick. I think it was like a month. But just like Instagram, you stay active. You communicate with the people that are supporting you, and you have good content, the subs and the followers will come. Thank you. Watched all of them. That's what I like to hear. That's how I used to be with the builders I watched. Every time they put it, I wish they put out more. It was just there was never enough from their channels. That's something I do think about with the channel. I wanted to make sure that if I did it, that it the content kept coming, which was fairly easy since I was doing live videos every night anyway. So the live thing helps. Editing videos now, that's a whole different story. It's way easier to do the lives, in a way. Then again, if you fuck up live, you can't just edit it out. So this is probably people do learn from their mistakes, so That is the good thing. So I don't think I could have got it spaced even this good if I did a loop method around 3 wires. You could say it was just like me doing an alien. I just held a little bit more of an angle. And I got me a spaced alien. So the idea that I want to be practicing these is so I could get some tighter alien stags. Where I would frame this. Decor something bigger. And go in these gaps with aliens. Alright. So now I'm just going to do this oval wrap. And then call it a night. So thanks, Adam. I just need to find my other another 2.5 bit. You want to be careful what you wrap these around. I think 2.5 is a good size because I like a 3mm usually. So live mark sometimes, well, you should know. Maybe it doesn't happen a lot. It might just be you, because it doesn't usually always pixelate. But I am getting a lot of there's a lot of things going on with my phone right now. There's like all these messages from people popping up. So it might be that. So I got two 2.5 bits. And you could tape these together if you want it. Or you could wrap them. You could take a piece of wire. Wrap them together. He said I sent you one. I just want to pull this tight. Now, you don't notice it too much when you're wrapping just round coils. Well, I guess you do. But there is a recoil that happens with every coil that you wrap. A bounce back. And you're going to notice it more when you wrap something like an oval build or maybe a squared build, which I will get to one day. A couple people have asked me if I could start wrapping coils, show them how to wrap coils that aren't just your basic 3mm. And I did want to get into that, so when you do a coil like this, I'm doing a 6 wrap here, there's going to be a recoil. So basically, you got to get it into your deck and mess with it if you don't want there to be a recoil. But sometimes I kind of like how the recoil looks. It kind of has this bent look, which I'll show you right now. You see, it kind of does that kind of thing. Now when I take the bits out, there's a builder named Brahma Sutra, and he does build square builds that kind of have this effect to it. And it's the recoil happening after he wraps it around something squared or triangle. And then you could recoil it even more. But if you mount it and you don't want it to look like that, sometimes you might have to give it a little bit of heat and mess with it. But when you mount it, you just got to pay attention, put your bits back in there, and you could straighten it out again. So I would just put my bits back in if I wanted it straight. straighten it out. Mount it in the deck, pull the leads tight. See how it looks after that, and if it's still recoiling, give it some heat, get your bits back in there, let it cool down. You would have to get your bits in there quick, but let it cool down with the bits in there. And by the time it cools down, it should stay pretty much the shape you need it. And you don't have to burn it red hot. Just get some heat in that metal. You could do it at like 20 watts. Just get it hot. Alright, so I got the one in there. And now I'm pulling this lead with some needle nose. And then I'll bend it up so it stays there. Tighten that down. Straighten it out a bit. Cut this. I'll leave it a little long in case I have to pull it again. Then I can unscrew this one. Pull this lead. Bend it up so it stays. Tighten your lead down, or your screw down. Straighten it out. This build would be, them ceramic rods that Coil Master puts out would be perfect for this build, because you can keep them in there as you heat it. So I got definitely less of a recoil action. You could see it kind of tilted, but that is definitely something I could fix with heat. But like I said, the recoil is it's kind of a cool effect anyway. Alright, I'll give you guys a close-up of this, and then I'm probably going to wrap her up. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And they vape really good in this. I mean, it keeps a lot of juice because it holds a lot of wick. I really like these coils and these single coil configurations. But guys, thanks for hanging out. It's pretty cool to see people hanging out live. I think the most people watching was somewhere around 30, and then it never dropped below 20. It just gets better and better. People coming in now, even. It was starting out just 10 people all the time, and sometimes it reached up to 15, and now we're up to 20 people staying in here all the time, and it gets up to 30. Already got 27 thumbs up before the video's over. And usually when I hop out of these, it usually says 100 people have clicked on and watched. So pretty cool. So I have 100 people stopping in throughout the whole time. No, Dan Connor, you're the man. Alright, guys. I'm out of here. I'll see you on Saturday. Maybe an IG video before then. In fact, I'd venture to say probably definitely an IG video either tomorrow or Thursday, because I have coils to make that have to go out. So even if I'm building something basic, I'll be on Instagram at some point after work. It's all good, Brad. That's what you should be doing. Alright, guys. Have a good week.